Hello guys and welcome to my review of the latest Disney live-action remake film, Aladdin. I really did like a few of the other remakes they've done with The Jungle Book and Beauty and the Beast. I really liked them, but they really translated well into a live-action form. And when I saw the trailer for this new Aladdin film, I thought it looked terrible. I was really expecting to hate this movie, and I didn't hate this film, but I didn't necessarily like it either. But I'll get into that later. I love the original. The original Aladdin is probably my absolute favorite classic Disney animated film. I love that movie. It's amazing. I love watching it. It's magical, and I didn't really think this movie would ever recreate that. I thought it would just be really bland and bad. And seeing the trailer, especially, I was just like, oh, I really not looking forward to seeing this. But I saw it, and I definitely liked it more than I thought it would. The movie has good things in there, and I'm going to talk about some of those good things, and one of them is Will Smith. He does a fun job as the genie, definitely nowhere compared to Robin Williams. Robin Williams is incredible as the genie in the original, but I'm not going to talk about the original in this video. I'm talking about the new remake, and Will Smith does an okay job. He's fine. The CGI for him, I thought, wasn't too bad, actually. I thought it actually worked, and the rest of the CGI for the movie I thought was okay. But the rest of the movie did look pretty bland. Like, the sets looked like sets, and it just didn't look realistic. I really did like Will Smith as the genie. He had a nice charm to him. He was a bit different. There were some moments that were a little bit cringy with him, like Will Smith rapping. I did not like that at all. But he did an okay job, and the rest of the performances I thought were either mediocre or extremely bad. I also want to talk about that later, but still going with the positives. The things that make this movie good are just the same things that made the original good. The music, the plot, the love story, the characters, all of that stuff is really good here. But that's because it was really good in the original, and they're literally copying what they did in the original. And yes, they do change a lot of things. I mean, this movie's 2 hours long. It's a lot longer than the original, so they definitely add a lot of things in. They definitely take a lot of things out to make it feel a bit more realistic. But this is just a remake that didn't match up to the original because it didn't feel like this needed to be a remake, because there's something about an animated movie that just can't be replicated in live action form here, and it didn't work for me in the slightest. There were some things that were good. I definitely liked a lot of things, but all the things I liked besides Will Smith were things that were just great in the original and replicated. So I can't give this movie praise for those things because it didn't create those things. It's just redoing those things that I like. So it's not really a praise I can say with the movie. It's not a positive. But it's something that I enjoyed, and it made me enjoy watching the movie. I definitely didn't. I thought I was going to hate it, and I must say I did actually enjoy watching this new Aladdin film. It wasn't like a horrible experience. I was enjoying myself, and I was having a solid time while watching it. It's definitely not like a really disappointing film. Like, I was expecting it to be a lot worse than it was. I was expecting this movie to be really bad, and it was fine at most parts. The pacing kept quite well, but again, if you look at this as its own standalone story, if this was the first film telling this story, then it still doesn't do a good job of pacing it out very well. And that was another big problem I had with it. It just didn't flow well. The last half, I think, went a lot better than the first half. The first half was very clunky. As soon as it got to all the Prince Ali and the genie stuff, I thought the movie definitely got a lot better, because everything else besides the genie stuff is either the same as the original and good, or completely bad. Talking about completely bad stuff in the movie, the worst part of this entire film was Jafar. Oh my god, that is horrible. Horrible Jafar in this movie. Like, he didn't have the evil sinisterness of him. He didn't have the humor with the parrot, I love that in the original. But here he just was so bland. He was boring as heck. The performance was awful. He looked like a goddamn Power Ranger villain. Oh, Jafar. I'm going to end it with Jafar here. It was awful. Worst part of the movie. Hated it. Hated everything to do with Jafar. It was terrible. Saying that, though, the rest of the movie's fine. It's perfectly fine. It's an okay remake. You can have fun with it. But again, the positives are the same thing that made the original great, so I can't say this movie's good because of that. But for the most part, it's it's meh. I did feel that sometimes the movie just lacked in a certain magical feel. It didn't have the awe and wonder that the original had. And this, I could never ever see myself going back and rewatching this film. Like, I'm always going to want to watch the original again. Like, I'm perfectly okay with this movie existing, but there is no way I'd want to watch this again. Like, this one just made me want to watch the original again. Because why not? Even though they're pretty much the same sort of movies with a few little differences, and this one's longer. It's more drawn out. It's weaker paced. If they were gonna make a complete remake, they could have made a complete remake, and I would have been fine with that. But that would have made the movie worse. If they wanted to change it and make a new story, maybe it would be better. But the thing is, it's okay. But I'm never gonna watch it again. And that's the thing with these remakes. There is no need for this one to be remade, like The Jungle Book, which I thought was really good. The live action of The Jungle Book made it feel like we needed a live action version of that. I don't think we ever needed a live action version of Aladdin. Still, they made a solid live action version of Aladdin. They add a few comedic bits in there that I really liked. There was some extra funny bits in there that weren't in the original that I liked. But again, the movie just felt like it had nothing to offer. It felt like, besides Will Smith, the film just had no energy, no magic. And what made the animated one so great was that, and this movie didn't have that. But overall, the new Aladdin film I'm fine with it existing. I'm fine that I've watched it, but it's not really a good movie, but it's not really a bad movie. It's just somewhere in the middle. It's fine if you want to watch it, have some fun with it, but just be reminded that you just want to watch the original over this any day. I'm going to give the new Aladdin a C. I'm also going to give it a 6 out of 10 on entertainment, because it is more entertaining than it is quality. But guys, comment down below your opinions on the new Aladdin if you've seen it. Of course, thanks for watching, and goodbye.